Hi guys, this is EVLite Gaming. Welcome to the second video of our Battle for Zendikar booster box opening. If you haven't watched the first one, I suggest doing it. Pulled at least one mythic, I'll tell you that much. So that was pretty cool. And we're going to continue right now. And like I said in the first video, so if you haven't seen it, I would suggest going to see it. I'm just going to skip right to the end, right to the good stuff. Alright, Grip of Desolation, Unified Front, Olamog's Nullifier, and Angelic Captain. I apologize if I go ahead and show some of the rares accidentally when I'm flipping through. So Chasm Guide, Blood Bond Vampire, Bane of Balaged, and Woodland Wanderer. I think people are trying to look to see if they can find a place for this. I mean, it seems like it's pretty good. Vigilance, Trample, comes in with +1/+1 for every color. You can imagine in a 4 or 5 color deck, being able to throw this on the field, and it's a 6/6 Vigilance Trample for 4 mana. It's not bad. I'd definitely take it. Okay. Ondu Rising, Blighted Fen, Deathless Behemoth, and a Shambling Vent. So we got one of each of the man lands for the pack. It's pretty cool. Or for the set. I think Shambling Vents has seen a little bit more play since Obzon is still a thing. But chances are the other one we'll see play eventually. Expedition Envoy, Carrier Thrall, Coastal Discovery, and Defiant Bloodlord. And then a Valakut Predator. That's pretty cool. Come on, Ulamog. Or just any other mythic. It's pretty cool. Retreat to Kazandu, Skyrider Elf, Malakir Familiar, and a Munda Ambush Leader, and a foil Rolling Thunder. I think that's back-to-back foils. That's pretty cool. So we got another one of the legendary creatures. I think it'd be pretty sweet to see some EDH decks around these commanders. I know I already saw the SCG episode in Versus. They actually did an entire episode where they had 4 of the 5 legendary creatures. It was really sweet. Grove Rumbler, Royal Spout, Slab Hammer, and Wasteland Strangler. Actually, I haven't heard a whole lot about Wasteland Strangler. Maybe I'm just not in the know. Okay. Brood Monitor, Resolute Blade Master, Blighted Fen, and another Prairie Stream. Very cool. I love all of the lands in this one. I guess as far as Eternal play, they're probably not really going to see any real play, but it'd be sweet trying to make a 5-color deck with a bunch of different lands like that. Firemantle Mage, Horribly Awry, which was spoiled with an incredible video by the Loading Ready Run guys. Blighted Gorge, and Dust Stalker. Alright. Love to see another mythic somewhere in here. Got quite a few packs left to go. Grove Tender Druids, Core Blade Whirler, Wind Rider Patrol, and a Cinder Glade. It's another one of the Tango Battle lands. Pretty sweet. A lot of the good, I'm getting a lot of the good lands, so that's nice. But I want to see a mythic. Herald of Kozilek, Tunneling Geopede, Encircling Fissure, and Sanctum of Ugin. We got one of those in a foil earlier. Hopefully those end up seeing some play. I feel like if the Eldrazi decks ever take off, then they might. I know the land that has all 4 of their God versions on them. I know that's looking real good right now. Core Entanglers, Marasa's Ranger, Slab Hammer, and Sire of Stagnation. So it's not necessarily one of the incredible mythics, but it's definitely pretty sweet. Has a great effect. Maybe it'd be really good in EDH, where you won't have a problem getting up to that 6 mana. I mean, 5/7 for 6 mana is nothing too bad about that. Forerunner of Slaughter, Jodi Offshoot, Carrier Thrall, and Felidar Sovereign. So it's not a mythic, but it used to be. I run the very first EDH deck I ever bought was the Commander 2013 Aloro deck, and he sees some play in there. It's pretty good. You know, you could wait a couple turns, and if the opponent doesn't start off real quick, it's pretty easy to get that guy out there. Tajuru Warcaller, Hedron Archive, Ulamog's Nullifier, and Nissa's Renewal, and then a Skyline Cascade. That's pretty sweet. So Nissa's Renewal. Some pretty sweet ramp card. I don't know if it's fast enough to see play in a standard format, but I guess once again, maybe if the Eldrazi decks come around, things go slow, then maybe you'd have enough time for that. Even though I gotta say, I guess the mono red decks would have a party then. Grove Tinder Druids, Rolling Thunder, Pathway Arrows. Oh, all right. So that's pretty sweet. It's one of the better, I guess the best mythic that you could get in the set right now. And I mean, I'll just be straight, and I've said in the past, Gideon has been my least favorite Planeswalker of all time, but this one, I mean, he feels really good. His effects are for 4 mana, 4 loyalty. You know, you plus him, and you can make him a creature like almost all the other Planeswalker cards. Indestructible, all that's real good, but you can 0 him, put a 2/2 Knight on the field, so it's not quite like, I'm going blank. The green-red guy that you could 0 and put the Satyr with haste on the field, but since it's an ally, you know, it goes along with all the other ally decks. And then my favorite part is just being able to throw them out, 4 mana, get an emblem that gives everything +1/+1, so I mean, essentially you could pay 4 mana just to give everything +1/+1 from now on. It's not bad. So that was an excellent pull. That took this box from being good enough to what I would consider a pretty daggum good box. Turn Against, Vampiric Rites, Bane of Bala Ged, and a Fathom Feeder. I really like the Bane of Bala Ged just because they did the Annihilation thing without calling it Annihilation. I understand they're trying to get it out because it's really not any fun to play against, but as someone who loves Tron decks, it's really fun to play with. I love myself some Annihilator, but so it's pretty cool to see it, at least in one card in the set. Brood Monitor, Titan's Presence, well, sorry about that, Adverse Conditions, and, surprise, surprise, Lantern Scout. Speaking of an ally, I like how there's several cards in the set that have 3 different subtypes. Allows them to be fit into some tribal decks a little easier. I know there's I think it's like there's some kind of elf that has several types, and it's like a elf ally and something else that is another really good tribal deck. Serene Steward, Crumble to Dust, Horribly Awry, and Radiant Flames. I think Radiant Flames is seeing a little bit of play. I can't remember if it's in the 5-color decks where basically you pay 3 to hit them for 3, but it's not bad. Alright, and our last pack. I could be wrong, but I think there's a foil. Could we get an Expedition? Probably not. Marasa's Ranger, Resolute Blade Master, Retreat to Valakut, and Blight Herder, and a Skitter Skin. So that's a pretty cool foil. One of the technically full art cards. I mean, there's tons of them in the set, but the Eldrazi's, and I think any card that has Devoid has, you know, the little extensions down here, which is cool. So to get one in foil is pretty sweet. But Blight Herder is our rare for the pack. So that's it. I'll tell you what, give me a second, and I'll come right back with a summary of kind of some of the better stuff. All right, we're back. This is the summary. These are the foils. We got Foil Swamp, Shadow Glider, Skyline Cascade, Colostria's Watch, Valakut Predator, then the uncommon, we got Rolling Thunder and a Skitter Skin. And then the rare, we got the Sanctum of Ugin. I wish it would stop doing that. So you can really see, it's really quite pretty. As far as notable rares, let's see, we'll keep the mythics till here in a second. So we got 3 of the fetchable lands. I'm not going to even try and name them anymore. 1 Shambling Vent, 1 Lumbering Falls, the 2 man lands. And then, at least right now, it seems like these 2 are kind of notable. Ruinous Path. Unfortunately, no, it's not a Hero's Downfall, but it does have Awaken. I think I've seen that 2 or 3 times in tournaments, so that's interesting. And, you know, it's better than 5 mana to sweep away everything. And then Bring to Light. That's just a really sweet 5-color deck that's been going on lately. Whether or not it'll survive, I don't know. But and then foils. Mythics. We've got the Omnath, Sire of Stagnation, Drana, and Gideon. So really these 2 are the ones that kind of brought it home for us. It's pretty sweet, but I think overall it was just a really nice box. I hope you guys enjoyed. You know, didn't, whatever, just leave a comment down below. Try and help us kind of figure out what we need to do going forwards. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. Like I said, I believe that I'll have a few new videos coming out pretty soon. I think I'm going to get another one of these boxes. Keep going for that Expeditions, right? But no, I do think we're going to be getting a new box. I think maybe Saul and I will split it. So then if that's the case, we'll probably open it together. You can hear kind of what he thinks about the set as well. Like I said, just don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and have a good one.